2003. Wonderful, wonderful year. Most notably, Legends Quest came out. RuneScape 2 came out. I started playing. We'll get to that. So many wonderful things to look forwards to, actually, because we got work to do. So the first thing on tap here is Shiloh Village, where, well, we have Shiloh Village and undead ones. Not zombies, undead ones. Not zombies at all. He's very concerned. The Queen of the Dead brought a plague. That's very bad. So we're gonna help. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, so he gives us a belt, and we have to go and talk to Triftus, who we talked to for Jungle Potion, and sent us on a wild goose chase to go and obtain all of the things. So we're definitely going to look for this temple place that's been lost, and thus he will actually help us instead of not helping us. So we find a suspicious mound of earth. Dig it. Because, well, we found treasure under a waterfall not too long ago, so it's probably. We attach a rope and then we climb down. So we go grab a bunch of stuff from this place. So there's a couple of notes that we have to get. We get this spooky corpse that we feel like we need to put to rest somewhere. Kind of take a look at our various notes, as we kind of have to do that before Triftus, tells us anything useful. Grab another note behind some random rocks. And we just gotta go chip this other completely random rock that happens to be sitting over here that looks slightly different from all of the other random rocks, and it turns out to be actually relevant. So, put the little spirit to rest. Turns out it's Sadamus, who is rather quite happy that we've released him from his torment, and gives us bone. Yes, let us go into the hold. Into the hold. Oh, that's not a good sight. Nope. We got stuck. We are too thick. Try it again. Oh, there we go. Enter the tomb. The tomb. Oh no. Oh no, he's so very threatening. Oh no. It's a vengeful ghost. Very spooky. Oh. And we put the corpse on the dolmen. And Queen of the Dead is happy. Friends, it's time to do Underground Pass. The quest that makes many people want to suffer. I really don't get why. I greatly enjoy Underground Pass. I think it is a overall rather fun quest to do. I'm not saying every quest in the Elf quest line is fun to do, but in terms of go through horrible underground space solving puzzle and eventually getting to the end for a reward that quite honestly doesn't really feel like it's worth it, Underground Pass is a rather good one. It's quest number 42 out of the entire list, and has deceptively low requirements, as in 25 range and 25 ranged. And that's it. You need more than 25 range to do this quest. You need way more, but it doesn't tell you that. Which is probably why many people dislike this quest, because it is deceptively difficult. But we start out by talking to King Lathis here, and he basically says, hey, we need to go and clear out this pass of some dude named Ivan who claims to be the son of Zamorak, which may or may not be true. We don't know at this point. Zamorak gets around a little bit. But yeah, and he says, like, go prepared with food and armor. And we have food, and we have armor, and we have ranged weaponry. So, that is sufficiently good enough for what we need. But Koftik here is optimistic and slightly scared. Okay, he's very scared. But we are brave. And he goes on ahead to let us go and suffer. Light arrow. Wield the burning arrow. And fire at the rope. And then we really quickly run back. And ta-da! And there we go. Alright, wonderful. We have passed the first challenge, which was more of a challenge because we couldn't see what we had to look at. Next up is, well, this place. Everyone likes it. Oh, it's Koftik. He's going slightly mad. He's not okay. He's fine. He's fine. Alright, just step on here. Do we fall? No. Let's step on here. Do we fall? No. Let's step on here. Do we fall? No. Let's step on here. Do we fall? No. Do I have the blessed one? Oh wow, I actually do. That was extraordinarily anticlimactic. I literally got the straight line. Which, it's like the second time I've gotten a straight line on one of my accounts. Get the orb. Get the orb. Get the orb. Disarm the trap and then get the orb. Then we throw all the orbs in the furnace. It's fine. Nothing bad's happening. No cold shivers. It's fine. And we feel a little bad, but that's okay. We'll get better. And now we climb down the well. And now we're down here. Oh, technically we're over here because one map. But with the hole. Now we're over here. Across the ledge. Now instead of being down with the rats, we're up here. Oops. I heard something breaking. Oh. Sorry, Harry. And sorry, Juro. And now, this part. So, basically what we need to do is, we need to go through this entire place through this awful network of rickety-ass bridges, several of which are broken, requiring us to jump, while retrieving pieces specifically to essentially kill Ivan, who is apparently immortal. Or immortal light. Also, at any time we could fail, in which we fall down to the bottom and take horrible amounts of damage. But Optic is down here. He's not doing well, unfortunately. Who's a good kitty? There's a good kitty. Such a good kitty. I'm gonna bring you home to Mommy, and then while Mommy's distracted, we're going to go and rob her. Yes, we are. And we drop the cat off at the house, and while the witch is distracted, we quickly rob her. So, after robbing the witch, we go and get the soul and her diary, which, reading it, explains how Ivan became immortal light in the first place, which was pretty much binding his body, shadow, spirit, and blood to an effigy and then doing weird magic-y voodoo shit to it to become, well, immortal light, which we then have to undo by essentially gathering all of the bits and then, well, we'll see what happens later. First up, we get the shadow by killing these 3 demons who have amulet bits that we then put together to open a chest that contains the shadow. It's in a pot, apparently. We grab some very strong booze, because as is tradition, booze solves everything. Pour it on Ivan's tomb that's just kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere, and set his body on fire. So that his body is now in a convenient form of ashes. So this section is considerably easier in RS3 because you observe the baby spiders are not aggressive. In Oldschool, the baby spiders are aggressive. They changed that at some point, and now we have to just kill the mommy spider, which is a disturbingly large spider. There we go. There we go. Apple. And then we throw him in the well. And that's the quest. I didn't get the runes. My inventory was full at the time that I killed Ivan, so those dropped on the ground to never be reclaimed, which is not a big loss. Yeah, that's Underground Pass. Like I said at the start, it's not nearly as awful as people make it out to be. Most of that is just making sure that you prepare for the quest. So you make sure that you're bringing good food, you get agility levels, you get combat levels, things like that, and the entire thing will not be anywhere near as difficult as people make it out to be. And it's also RS3's version is a little bit easier because of the combat changes. But yeah, that's it. Next up is Observatory Quest. We get to fix the telescope. This is a quest. It's not the best quest, not the worst quest, it's just a quest. It's kind of punctuated by having a start that's very similar to Doric's quest and things like that, where you just kind of bring a list of things to an NPC and then hand it over, and then it deviates itself a little bit by making you go and run around in a maze. Which is why it gets the title of a quest. The real big takeaway from here is that it's a simulation of a professor-grad student relationship as shown in fiction, where the grad student is the one who does all of the work and the professor can't do anything, which is decidedly untrue for anyone who has gone through grad school. So in the aforementioned maze, we basically wander around until we manage to find a key, which I saved you the horror of dealing with, and then use the key to go and get Eland's mold, which the goblins have been using as a pot. Of course, the professor can't actually do any work himself, so he makes us make the lens, which is fairly straightforward. And then with that, we can finally actually go and fix this. And by we, I mean the professor, who at the very least does something finally. We also get a lovely cutscene. It's also a very long cutscene, so I've kind of accelerated it a little bit. And with that, we can look through the telescope and receive our reward. This quest gives slightly different rewards depending on what constellation you see. And the official way to do this is you have to go and compare this to a bunch of constellations that are on the walls. But nobody has time for that, so just use them. But that is Horus. Even though the rewards are different, most of them are not super amazing. Again, this is a quest. It doesn't give you anything notable. At one time, it gave you access to treasure trails, but they got rid of that. So, yeah, that's the quest. It's done. So yeah, that's the video. It's been a while since I put a video out, and I recorded this footage quite a while ago. Turns out it's very hard to make videos when you're very busy. So I have quite a solid amount of backlog to go through. Most of the rest of the quest leading up to Legends is very sort of short, simple, onesie-twosie type quests. So we'll blast through those in next episode, and then we can get back to, modern progress of doing Legends quests, which would be very nice and exciting. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Bye-bye.